What's up, guys? Mike, aka Phony here. This is a special announcement. I know that I was gonna hype this whole thing up and be like, "Oh, stay tuned this time or this whatever," and special announcement coming in. But then everybody would be like, "Are you working for Blizzard? Phony's working for Blizzard," and that would go all over the place because of lore going to Blizzard and all that stuff. No, that's not happening. So here's what's going on. You guys would be disappointed no matter what it was I said if I hyped it up. You guys would build up these crazy, "Oh, Mike B's gonna be a fucking astronaut. He's gonna go to Mars or something." And I would, yeah, I couldn't live up to your expectations. I really couldn't. So this is what's going on. So you guys have been paying attention the past couple. You guys have been picking out that I've been saying things like, "Oh, I'm working on this project," right? And so yeah, I'm here to talk about what that project is. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just kind of mentioned it every once in a while. Mr. Ricksterness on Twitter, he was actually savvy enough to put a couple things together, and he was going in the right direction, but he kind of went off the wrong tangent. This is what it was that I was doing. A couple of tweets, got put them together. I was like, "Damn, Detective Ricksterness, what's up?" Anyways, here's what's going on. May 1st or so, I got a ping from Cody, who works for Zam. And Zam, I've been doing videos for them, obviously, forever at the BFF Report. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey, did you take a look at this job posting?" And I was like, "No, because I'm not looking for a job. I wouldn't just kind of go out of my way to look at it. But I see that we're hiring, right? I see that Zam's hiring, so... You know, if you guys tweet about it, sure, I'll tweet about it." I thought that's what it was about. I thought he was like, "Hey, can you help me like get the word out about this position?" So anyways, I went and took a look at the position because he was actually asking me to take a look at it. And even though I wasn't looking for a job, it was definitely something that after reading it, I was kind of like, this is totally something I could do. What did I say to him? I want to say I said something along the lines of, "This is an opportunity that I will regret if I don't at least try," or something like that. It's because it was the position, the way it was detailed, what was it that I needed to know, right? Kind of like my background and everything. It was like everything that I did. It was almost like this thing was written by me. I could just take off that we're looking for something and replace it with like, "This is my cover letter," and with a couple other tweaks, sure. It would basically be me. So I was like, I'll totally apply for this. So I applied for it, and just very like apprehensive. Was kind of like, this is weird because I've been doing the gaming thing for like, 2.5, 3 years now. Not being part of, not having a full-time or salary position, right? I was definitely like, kind of like, "Oh, this is weird." I didn't say anything. I didn't like make a video saying, "Hey, I'm applying for a job," or anything like that. I applied, and they maybe do like 67 interviews or so, and I got the job. So I was like, "Got the job. This is great." I was excited. I already know, obviously, a lot of people at Zam. So like I go to conventions, I hang out with them and stuff like that. I talk to them fairly regularly. So I know them. I know that, it wasn't, the apprehension wasn't that I was worried about going in and, hating who I'm working with. It was not about that at all. Like I know them. They're cool. Great. That part's covered. Now the job part, the description, hey, that fits what I've done before or what I do now, the gaming and everything. So that part's covered too. So far, this is like just green all the way around. So they hired me. I got on full time, starting like the 8th or 9th or something like that. This is exciting. I didn't make a video about it. So we were like, "Well, why did you tell us 3 weeks ago, Phony?" Well, the reason why is because, I didn't really know to what extent, like what the impact would be on the channel. I wanted to kind of just kind of wing it and see what would happen. Just, go through, make cuts here and there, and go through and see what, after a couple weeks, where I stand, and then like make a video like this. And I can tell you, after a few weeks, I still don't know exactly where I stand. Here's what I know: the channel's not gonna stop, right? The channel's not gonna stop. A couple of shows did get axed. A couple of the frequency of some shows is got a little pulled back a little bit, and that's the worst part. Some parts are worse than others, but it's not going to stop. A lot of you guys were having issues keeping up with all my content anyway, so this might be a good thing for you. Some of you guys might be able to catch everything instead of having to, skip a couple things or whatever. So let's start with, I'll talk about what this job, like what it is in a minute. I want to get like what's going to happen to like the shows, okay? I have a list here. Start with Let's Plays, right? I did, some of you guys are like, "Where's the BioShock Let's Play?" I didn't do a BioShock Let's Play, not because I was worried about, or not because I didn't have time because of this job thing. I didn't do it because it's such a beautiful experience by itself. I couldn't put myself through it again. because once you know the end, the entire game is now affected. That and I hate the combat, so it's kind of like this perfect these two things that were just kind of like, we're not doing an LP. That was it. But LPs in general, I don't have a problem doing. I mean, I wouldn't. It doesn't take long to film an LP. This is one of the reasons why, you know, some people, a lot of people do them. This is also the reason why a lot of people like to hate on them, because it's easy content. But the thing is, it's fun. It's fun content to do. I love playing games. Why not record and just kind of get my inner monologue out there? Not the Darnell one, the real one, me. And let that kind of, you know, just kind of carry the show. That's my LPs. So those will still happen on occasion if I find a game that I really want to play. I still want to go through play Marathon 2. I have actually some Quake episodes that I've not released. I uploaded them, and then I just never went through and released them. I have like 4 of them, or 3 or 4 of them. And I'm thinking I might just put those out there just so you guys can watch for fun. But I probably won't continue that because that bitch was hard. I was playing on freaking chop your nuts off mode or whatever. And that shit was hard. I wasn't using quick save for the longest time. Anyways, I'll probably put those out like next week or something so you guys can see them and laugh at me. Anyways, yeah, LPs, not entirely in jeopardy. I wasn't doing a ton of LPs anyways, so it was like no big deal. Ton is in several games. Any for Breakfast. Any for Breakfast is going to be scaled back to about 3 episodes per week, unless something pops up that I want to like jump in there and just do really quick. If I have time like throughout the week or on the weekend or whatever, then I'll go and, you know, jump on that. But in terms of like the focus of it, because we're doing so few episodes, I'm probably going to try to focus on new releases, no particular order, new releases, Kickstarter gems, right? Things I find on Kickstarter that I think are interesting, for whatever reason might be. I think are interesting, not you. Actually, I hope you guys find them interesting. Green light, anything, you know, green light that I think is kind of cool that needs some attention or whatever. And there was another thing in here somewhere. I forget. Or like Soda Pop, whatever that what was that thing called? Soda Drinker Pro? Stuff like that. You know, that's some fun stuff. I want to focus on things that I won't be focusing rather on games that are in like pre-alpha, where they're not on Kickstarter or they're not on Greenlight. You know, like I did this kind of Minecraft dungeon crawler thing, which I was excited about because I could at Minecraft because it kind of had that look visually. Everything was very blocky and pixelated or whatever, which is like a terrible thing to say. But I went through and that game was such early development. There's no way I would put that on the schedule right now, because it's like, unless I saw like major promise in it, I probably wouldn't do it right now. That's basically what we get. You know, when we cut down to 3 episodes a week, that's kind of what we get. Now, let's see, Don't Starve. A lot of you guys I know for a fact watch Don't Starve religiously. You guys already know that I've cut back from 7 days a week to 5. Freaking nobody mentioned it. Like, I cut down from 7 days to 5, and I got virtually no feedback. People were not like, what's up with the shows, blah, blah, blah. Like, why'd you slow down on Don't Starve? No, so I think people were just like, whew, 5 days a week, I could do this, right? So that was, that's great. So I cut it down to 5 days. I put on my list here, I put 4 to 5 days. Because there's going to be days when, you know, maybe, like if we get to a point where it's like, we're at an ultimate stop, like we beat the game again or something using Wes, which would be completely difficult. I know it would. It's like on a Thursday, I might be like, no episode tomorrow. I'm gonna go and sleep for the rest of the weekend or something. But that's still gonna happen though. We're still gonna get it. So right now we're up to what we have. If Let's Plays don't count, we won't count Let's Plays, but we'll say we have 3 episodes of Eating for Breakfast and 5 episodes roughly of Don't Starve. So we have 8 episodes right there. So that's still a lot of content. You're probably wondering, like, how are you working this salaried full-time position where you're gonna be doing all this crazy work and everything and still managing to do all this stuff? Well, because the shows that I'm cutting are the ones that took the most time, more than anything else combined. Specifically, well, actually, let's get to TETS first. Right, Will Donkey, I pulled that back because that was like a lot of work and a lot of stress. The stress part wasn't it. It was actually just a lot of work. And, you know, recording stuff, having things fall out of sync and all that stuff, it was like so much headache, and it sucked, like working so hard for so long and then having to cut it back. And also I cut it back because I was doing the crash course videos for Warframe, which, by the way, those still happen. I actually have a Vauban one that's about, actually it's all scripted, ready to go. I just need to record some footage and I can just throw it together and I'm done. Those are relatively easy to do anyways. TETS. TETS, I already told you guys in the last episode of, like, you know, I can't remember what I titled it, but the last TETS related thing that I did, it's going to get scaled back a lot. So TETS is going to be like kind of this perfect marriage of Will Donkey and Trials of Illusion Tuesdays, where Will Donkey focused on one track, Trials of Illusion Tuesdays focused on several tracks. So TETS is going to follow one track. If I could do more than one a week, I will. I don't know if that's going to happen. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know if it's going to happen. But I could take TETS, focus on one track, especially if it's like a fucking hard one or something. It'll almost be like Will Donkey, but not just donkey focused. It won't be quite as trying as Will Donkey was, right? From a gameplay standpoint. But I want to just focus on something that's, you know, maybe a really great track with a lot of, or like maybe a really difficult track, or just like, you know, something that incorporates like crazy, you know, mechanics or whatever. Like, I want to focus on things that are unique and different. I'll just feature like one a week, and then that's pretty much it. So that's gonna get scaled down. But doing like, you know, 5 to 7 tracks, it's just not gonna happen. So that's what's gonna happen to TETS. So I jumped a little ahead there. You guys probably are like, no, TETS is gone, because I put that break there talking about things are getting axed. BFF Report. That's the one. That's the hardest one to let go, but it absolutely has to go. It just has to go. And the reason why is because the BFF Report took more time than every show, almost every show that I was doing elsewhere, like combined. You figure Don't Starve, Let's Play, if I was doing that seven times a week, okay, that's 3.5 hours. If we just say it's 30 minutes each, sometimes it go over, but we'll say 3.5 hours. Any for Breakfast, you know, that's 5 episodes a week. Okay, so that's 2.5 hours on top of the 3. So now we have 6 hours of work. So 6 hours takes care of like an entire week's worth of Don't Starve, and of course, Any for Breakfast. TETS, Will Donkey. TETS takes about 4 hours. Will Donkey took kind of difficult to really kind of calculate how long that takes. But we'll just say like maybe, you know, 4 to 40 hours. It's all coming back. So basically, like with those, so TETS, Will Donkey, Any for Breakfast, Don't Starve. This is when they were like full running all the time, you know, 7 tracks on TETS and blah, blah, blah. That was equal to 1 BFF Report. It's because of the amount of time that I put into the game. That's why it's not, some people, so that's why it's a review. It's not a first impressions show. It is a full-on review. I will either beat the game, or if it's an MMO or something like Panzer or whatever, I will play the balls off of it. I will spend money on it just so I can see what everything does, so I can make sure that you guys have an informed decision if you guys want to go and play this game. That's the whole point of it, which is why it took so long. So unfortunately, that's got to go. And this actually kind of makes sense too. And let me just tell you, it hurts me way more than it hurts you. I realize it sucks that the show is gone. I love that show. That show is my baby. That show is the one that helped me get started. You know, I did the Ion videos, which some of you guys remember, and then that turned into the BFF Report. And it's just, unfortunately, it's just, there's no way I could continue doing them. Even if I were to axe everything that I'm doing now, which, as I already told you, is like 6 hours of work, which I could do on a Sunday, right? Even if I were to axe all that stuff, there's not enough time to do it. So now the other reason too is because of my position, what I do, which I guess we can go and talk about that now. I know you guys probably have other questions, but I think I've covered just about everything. I have a list here, and I think I've covered just about everything. So if I do a BFF report on a game, I'm not gonna name any names because I've done this before, on a game that is whose creators are working with the ZAM sales team, because a lot of times, a lot of games I cover, you know, the ZAM sales team, they'll kick it down to me like, hey, you want to do a review on this game? And I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll do a review on this game, no problem. And because I'm honest, because I can't not be honest about this stuff, when I like make a video or whatever, I cannot, some games I've torn up, and you know, these are games that the sales guys worked with, and you know, it's like that's, so now it's like if I was because in this position right here, I would be in a position to say to most of these games that I've covered, I would be in a position to say, hey, we want to make a website for your game. Now, just because I don't like a game doesn't mean there aren't a million people that are just can't wait to get in and play it. So my position is not, do I like the game? My position is now, do I think the game is going to capture the attention of lots of people? A lot of people are going to get into this game. Like I beat up Final Fantasy XIV when in its first incarnation, and there were still people hard on for that game. So it was like, okay, which by the way, yeah, I realized Reborn's coming out and I'm definitely paying attention to it. It does look really good. And that doesn't pay me to say. I'm so happy to see that they turned it around. But I will be checking it out probably very soon. Anyways, since I'm the one that's going to be working those deals now, that's what I do, right? Part of what I do. It's like a sliver of what it is that I do. That'd be kind of dumb if I made a BFF report where I talk about a lot of things I don't like about a game, and it comes off maybe negative depending on who watches it. Then I lost their business. Because again, it doesn't matter what I think about a game, right? It matters what I think the players, who they put the game out to, what they will think. That's my position now. That doesn't mean I will be give my opinion on games or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. Don't even go there. There are certain games I probably will remove myself from. Like, I mean, if I'm being totally frank, I probably will remove myself from, like Elder Scrolls Online, WildStar, games like that, and it has nothing to do with whether or not we're working for them or not for them. Working on like sites or something for those games. These are just like games that are coming out, and if we're in a position where we're going to work for them or are going to work on a site for them or with them for the community, I just have to remove myself from that. I think you guys know what I'm saying. But if Call of Duty 17 comes out and it sucks, I'll probably tell you guys it sucks. I mean, that's obviously a very general thing, but I think you guys probably get it. Like indie games, stuff like that. If I find a game that sucks, I'll tell you guys that it sucks, and that's pretty much it. But I will remove myself from certain areas because I don't want my hobby to clash with my job, and that's not selling out. If I come out and say that a game is awesome, you could trust that I do think the game's awesome. So if game Turvis, I have a Turvis Tumblr right here. If Turvis Online comes out at the end of this month, and I'm like, this game is awesome, that's me. That's me telling you that. If I don't really voice that much of an opinion about it or make a video or anything on it, then you could just assume that I don't have time to do it, or that I don't feel like voicing my opinion on it, or maybe that I don't want to clash work with home, with personal life. So you see how that works? It's like when I'm doing two different things in the gaming industry, I have to figure out a way to balance it. And do I know how to do that yet? No, I don't. But will I err on doing what's the safest bet for the job that has benefits and that I could grow in, and that that's going to support like my family and everything? I will probably do that. So by indie trials, worms, like the stuff that you guys have been seeing over the past like several weeks that you guys love, that's going to keep going. That's going to keep going. So look at my channel for the past several weeks. That's going to give you a good idea of what it's going to be like going forward. Let's say like from the 15th till now. That's kind of going to give you a great idea of what it is that we're doing. Obviously, I may sound like I'm kind of like dancing around certain things, and the reason why is, to put plainly, is because I don't know how that relationship works right now. All I know is that I'm going to play safe in certain areas until I figure out what it is that I could do with it, and that's pretty much it. But again, look at the past couple weeks. Like plenty of videos coming out there, right? So it doesn't seem like there's that big of an issue. I'm excited for this job. I think it's great. I hope you guys are excited, for me as well. This is a massive opportunity. The fact that they don't give a damn, really, like they're just like, yeah, you go ahead and do like, whatever it is you want to do over here on YouTube. Just don't like tell my Zam position to go, go show off when I go and do this stuff. Obviously, I'll be putting tons of work into the Zam stuff. I do want to see that game or that CR network grow as my position of the network content manager. I want to make sure that grows, right? And there's a lot of things I'm doing right now to, you know, not only in terms of expansion, but there's things I'm doing within the sites that we currently have, you know. And if you guys are wondering what sites ZAM has, because some of you guys may be unfamiliar with it, some of the sites, wake up! The sites that we have range from, we have, obviously we have Wowhead, we have Torhead, we have League of, lolking.net. We have just so many different sites. So there's a lot of stuff there that, you know, I go through that I've done so far, that I go through and I'll find areas of opportunity, and I will see if we can't maybe spice something up in that area or whatever. Like I'll maybe build something new or whatever for a specific site. Or maybe I can bring in, you know, personalities for things that I do. Like, for example, here's a great example. Actually, I can tell you guys this. We know that Lore's leaving. Lore is pretty much the only content, right? The Weekly Marmot and PST is going up on ZAM Official every week. This is like, you know, youtube.com/ZAM Official. I'll be making a video to put on that end to explain this again, but I'm telling you guys here in case you missed that one. But since he's leaving, I'm lining up things that I won't say what exactly, but I'm lining up things, shows to go and to put on that show, because right now, like the channel is like, it's like the Lore channel 2.0. There's 100,000 subscribers there, and I know that they want content, and I come from a field where I have a very great understanding of what kind of content people want, how to develop shows, how to do all that stuff. So obviously I'm probably the guy to go ahead and like, you know, create these shows on this end. So that's a project that I'm working on right now. You're gonna see shows pop up on ZAM Official that you could kind of say are produced or whatever. How do I put it? Procured, I don't know, like harvested by me, right? Cherry picked by me. You'll see that happen on ZAM Official. That's just, again, that's one sliver of an example of something that I would do for ZAM. It's exciting. It's really great. I love being able to, like, you know, hit somebody up. This actually happened. I hit somebody up and I was all like, hey, I have this idea for a show. You work with such game. And I think you making a show like this for my YouTube channel would end up yielding this, and this. And I think this is something we could do, you know, whatever. I'll throw you $1, whatever. No, I won't ever do that. I will never screw over somebody who's doing content because I come from that field. I get it. And he was like, yeah, dude, AK Mike, I know who you are. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, get out. Like, the guy knew who I am. So that was to have all of my worlds like collide like that. He just blew my mind. I was like, that's awesome. I've kind of blushed and stuff, but he couldn't see it, which is good. It's allowing me, having all this experience and everything really allows me to kind of go in there and make, you know, like the youtube.com/ZAM Official channel amazing. And that's exactly what I want to do. Stuff that I can't even do on this channel, right? Or that'd be weird if I did it on this channel, you know? So that's an example of something that I'm doing there. So, whew. But yeah, like the Planet Side 2 FNG thing with Shizzle, that's gonna keep going, you know? Because all that is like Shizzle and I get in, we play for like 2 hours or an hour or something like that, and we cut it down into like a little package. I'll put it out. That's easy, you know. Shizzle and I play games, and Squishy, we play games like Lore. We play. You guys saw Worms, right? We play games like all the time. So I'll post it, and that's it. Crash Courses. I'll still have Crash Courses coming out. They might be a little bit slower, obviously. A lot of times they're slow because I want to wait to see if they change something like Vauban. I don't want to make a Vauban Crash Course when they're going to change something right away. So I waited a week. So now here we are this week. I'll probably have one out. But yeah, no, it's good. I think it's very, very good. ZAM has always been really, really good to me. Like, I can't even tell you how great they've been to me as supportive as what I do here on YouTube. At Game Breaker, right, and all that stuff. So to go on full time with them is like I couldn't have picked a better opportunity. Honestly, that is definitely it's a lot of fun. Like, so far, it's great. It's a lot of great work. I thoroughly enjoy it. Still, some things still remain to be seen. I still need to go and figure out like what it is that you know. Once I go to like conventions and stuff like that and start doing stuff there, which I tweeted that I'm going to, you know, E3, BlizzCon, SOE Live, and I think maybe something else. I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm going to all these things because that's another facet of my position, another facet of my broad spectrum of duties is going to be doing that. So, anyways, it's a lot of stuff. Whew, what is this, like a 40-minute freaking vlog? Probably 22 minutes, 25 minutes. Great. It'll only take like 40 hours to render. But I'm excited. I'm thrilled, and I hope you guys are also very excited and thrilled. You guys, again, go back a couple weeks and see what we've been doing, and that'll give you a fair idea of what it is that we'll be doing going forward. Seems pretty good. There's gonna be weeks when, you know, I go to, like, for example, E3. E3, there might be kind of a little skimpy on content. You know, I might record a vlog or something on there, of course, going to E3, right? I might set up something where I could, you know, do like an interview or whatever. That's maybe not related to Zam, but I seriously doubt that. If I do an interview there, that's maybe not a game that we at Zam would typically cover. It's probably because I want to get Zam to cover it. And so I'm going to do stuff like this to kind of force it on them, right? And I'm in a position I can do that until someone tells me to stop. So see, I can do that stuff. But no, I'm happy. That's it. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm glad I can finally tell you guys. Because especially now, because I could fire Lore, which is great, right? You know, Lore runs Tank Spot, Zam runs Tank Spot. I'm in charge of all the sites. Lore fired. But anyway, that joke's so old to me now because I've been saying that joke to myself for like the past 3.5 weeks. But I thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, that's it. So if you guys have questions, feel free to go ahead and ask below. There's basically no question that I could really that I wouldn't really be able to answer, honestly. If there's enough questions, maybe I'll do like a live QA thing through Hangouts. I might do that. Or maybe I'll do it like kind of PST style, like Lore does. That might be a better option. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I think I pretty much covered everything in this past like 30 minutes. But you know, if I see that there's a lot of questions, then I'll be, you know, more than happy to go ahead and facilitate that, and we can make that happen. Whew. But yeah, that's it. I have some, you know, some important emails I need to go and type up. So thank you very much for watching and for hanging out here. I was sweating in the middle of this, and then a breeze kicked in, which was awesome. So I'm not. But that's it. All right, I'm gonna try to